Well, if it isn't my dear partners.
That voice! It's Navia!
I didn't expect to run into you guys here today.
How about you, Navia? Are you still busy rebuilding Poisson?
We've wrapped up most of the rebuilding, but... stocking up on materials, confirming construction timelines, discussing compensation terms with Well, though the victims have received relief payments from the court, in my opinion, as the administrators of Poisson, Spina di Rose, our financial situation right now isn't the best. Though just pieces of paper now, they demonstrate our commitment.
Oh, spoken like a true president. You're a really responsible leader.
Oh, you bet. Between that and all the other errands I have to run at the court. So before I came over this time, I took a page from Malus's book and decided to make... And then, since Malus loved using shorthand, I decided to also... But after running a few errands in the city, I'm kind of struggling.
That does sound like you, all right. So what kind of shorthand did you use?
Oh, one...
Let Paimon see. This looks like a piece of kelp wrapped around a stick.
The first one has to do with confirming the final payment.
Okay, Paimon can definitely see how you might forget what each of these mean.
Thank you for your advice. These are the kinds of things... I thought that as long as I understood my shorthand when I came...
Well, now you know for next time.
Anyway, I should have already taken care of... Worst comes to worst, I'll just make another trip.
Ah, so you're going to head back now?
Yep, that's the plan. Oh, actually, you said you don't have any plans, right? So we can just...
It's a bit sudden, but Paimon doesn't see why not. What do you think?
Then let's go. We'll...
Oh, you mean the aquabus, right?
Oh, sorry. I meant our own boat. The aqua... All right, follow me. The engineer is still doing a few routine safety checks.
So, Paimon has always wanted to ask. The 3 aquabus lines are all named after...
Yeah, that's right. Callus and Navia are self-explanatory, while Clementine was the name that my mother...
If you provided the Mora to build the lines, Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still have to take a special book...
Well, what I heard is that most of our businesses don't actually use Poisson as a hub. You are right that it is a bit strange, though. If you've already committed to build 3...
Yeah, that's what Paimon's saying! The aquabus is so
Well, it is what it is. You know what my father was like. Even I often struggle to figure out... But that would only be the case if he cared about what others thought. From what I've heard, the rights of all the other members of the Spina only went as...
Huh. Well, that explains why...
Yeah, because I wouldn't just let him keep getting his way.
Boss, the boat's ready. We can head out.
All right, then let's... It'll be a while before we get to Poisson. Let's...
Navia, what was your mother like as a person? Oh, Paimon's sorry. She totally forgot that you mentioned before the...
That's all right. I've heard many stories about her from the rest of the Spina. They've always said while my papa was stiff like a board, my mother was supposedly super cheerful and funny. Their complementary person... My father would run the businesses and expand our reach, while my mother would keep the peace and make sure that
Sounds like they were not just a well-matched couple, but fantastic business partners.
Yeah, but those are just stories and anecdotes after all. It's hard for me to piece together, but sometimes I'd still look at the Clementine line and wonder, would the Spina and Poisson still be what Silver once said, that a name is a kind of inscription, a way to etch a memory into the... So I will always associate... Over the past few weeks, I've also begun to appreciate how water can take in and hold... I've lost many beloved people and memories to the sea. Even though the fact won't change that they existed in my life always. But no matter what, we can't... But I tell myself that I need to keep looking towards the future. Besides, I'm the president of Spina di Rosula. we've reached the shore. Let's go.
Navia, do you think she's doing all right? Okay, Paimon supposes you're right.
Boss, you're back! Traveler and Paimon!
Oh, hey! Fancy seeing you again, Florent.
Hey, I can totally take care of myself. For the time being, I'll go around. We did hand over some of Malus's old responsibilities to Florent, though.
Thank you for the compliment, boss. As you see, I've been working closely with the boss on rebuild. Mr. Malus was an extremely capable and respected
All right. There's no need to be so formal. Were you waiting here for me? Did we manage to make any progress?
Yeah, we contacted a sculptor about the job, but they can't get started on source.
You're commissioning?
So basically, we've been meaning to commission a statue of my parents, but since my father was known as callously unfaithful for the longest time, but now that his name has been cleared, and the town is also being rebuilt...
The funds to build the statue were freely donated by the people of Poisson.
Me? I'm just the newbie president that's running around and causing everyone trouble. Maybe we can have this conversation again in a few decades.
Hey, there's no need to be so humble. Didn't you just help save the entire...
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe that
Hey, if you keep inflating my... Just kidding. There's no way that I'd accept that kind of compliment at face... Thanks for the vote of confidence. Anyway, Florent, now it's up to us to confirm the final design.
We can ask the sculptor to start looking for a good block once we've but we haven't had any real discussions yet on the possible designs. I feel like I should get a few promises.
There's no need for all that. Hey, you! Come over here with me. Modeling a few poses, of course.
That's...
Didn't you say on the boat that Callus and Florent, let's grab some...
You've got it, boss!
Well, what do you think? Got any ideas? Well, I've actually discussed it a bit with Florent, so I want to pick your brain for a bit and see if...
I'm all good here, boss. Feel free to start posing whenever.
A happy pose? You mean...
With all that...
Would we even be able to tell what they're...
Yeah, and that'd probably be a massive pain...
Could one of you try striking a pose like you're top... That actually sounds pretty hard to pull off. Forget it, let's try something else.
By that, do you mean as if we were standing on a boat and looking out at the sea? Sure, let's give that a try.
Whoa, you really remind Paimon of a captain at...
Look over there, my dear Clementine. As you can see, every tree on that island is...
But there's something off with the composition.
Oh, I see what you mean. Then let's swap.
Well, Paimon is a fan. A statue like this would look fantastic.
Wait, but we can't do that.
But then, since we're putting it in the town...
Oh, okay. We'll try to think of something else.
Imposing, huh? Oh, I've got it. Let's try this.
This pose... It makes me...
But isn't Clementine's pose a bit... If we were to stick with this pose, maybe people...
Well, tabloids did indeed speculate as much.
Oh, Paimon was just kidding! Please...
What Florent meant was that we asked... You're right, though, that this may not accurately represent the image of her in our hearts. Oh, don't worry. We still got a lot of reference shots out of the session. And each man, if I knew I was going to do a photo shoot with the Traveler, I would have prepared a Oh, outfits! Oh, that's the errand I forgot.
Oh, Paimon remembers her. She was the one that we met while investigating.
Yes, that's exactly who I'm talking about. So, I said that it's fine, but young children are not allowed to join this. But how could I get her to But I got so busy and distracted.
Don't worry, boss. I can send someone to pick it up right away.
On the matter of the statue, we should still come up with a few more.
We could have just done that from the start. Yeah, you're right.
Navia! Florent, guess who's back?
Huh?
Oh, well, if it isn't Coulter. Back already from the.
That's right. I finally finished serving my time. After I got out, I immediately made a beeline back to Poisson. You could say that familiar brine. You wouldn't believe how much I've missed Melissa's grilled fish.
It's good to have you back, Coulter. You look as well as ever.
And this...
Let me introduce you. This is Coulter, another of Spina di Rosula's members. But, looking at it now, it was...
Wait, Mr. Marcel. What do you...
Have you not heard anything at all about the water?
Well, I know that Fontaine got flooded, but then the water levels miraculously...
Looks like we'll have to explain everything from... First things first, let me introduce you to these two. They're my...
Oh, nice to meet you. I don't recall Navia ever generously...
Yeah, we are indeed pretty amazing. But we've...
Humble again, as always, I see. Even when...
Nice. Spina di Rosula always seems to attract... Oh, that reminds me. Where are Malus and Silver?
Coulter, a lot of things happened while you were gone. As you can see, even Poisson isn't...
They lost their lives, keeping me safe during the flood.
What did you say? This isn't some kind of morbid welcome home prank, right?
I'm sorry, but it's the truth. They weren't the only...
Malus and Melissa. Dead. Malus. I was planning to give him a surprise gift once I ran into him again in town. I can't believe it.
Hey!
Malus and Coulter were friends for many years.
Let's sit down somewhere.
All of this, it's unbelievable. I can't believe that
I think you and I both feel the same way about...
I thought Mr. Marcel would always stand by. It's unconscionable to have received all...
The good news is that the Confrérie of Cabriere is no more. We finally closed the curtain on that.
Are you sure? But if Marcel wanted to rebel...
Romu?
Not a name I've heard before.
Florent should remember him. You see, there was once a major internal... Romeo was the leader of the faction that thought such a vast sum of... But Mr. Callis believed that an opportunity to collapse... Not only would the Aquabus be a good business investment, but the two couldn't come to an agreement. Romeo ended up taking a lot of people with him when he left Spino di...
And with Papa's stubbornness, I can definitely imagine how it must have gone down.
And of course, when he was suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous injustice.
Yeah. You could say it was the price he paid for sticking to his belief.
Oh, that's a good point. If Callis was really as stubborn as you say, then wouldn't he have argued with the...
Oh, yeah. It eventually became a thing that just happened on every day that ended with Y. But Navia used to be a lot better with taking counsel, with him listening to our advice and Ms. Clementine also frequently. But on the matter of the Aquabus, even Ms. Clementine completely...
I never knew. But from my perspective...
I think the Aquabus was just the straw that broke the camel's back. On that topic, they eventually came to a... They believed that Miss Clementine lost her ability to...
So, they thought she had betrayed them? But that doesn't make any sense. Before she was their mediator, my mother was also her own person. And
Yeah, but to them, even taking a side was betrayal enough. They felt like, of course, Ms. Clementine then passed away, and Mr. Callus began...
So that's what...
From that point on, Romeu and his people cut ties with the Spina. Perhaps they've regarded us as enemies ever since they...
I've also heard that they aren't in a good financial position, so...
I think Coulter's got a point. Both Marcel and Romeu had my father in their sights for a very long time. Even though Marcel's faction has been dissolved, we still don't know with how distracted and vulnerable we are. Now would...
Good thinking, boss. We should keep an eye on them at all times.
Thank you for that, Florent. And Coulter.
Don't worry, it's nothing. Do you have a moment? I've heard so many incredulous things today.
In that case, why don't we go back to the court? I can pick up Adele's uniform while... Want to come with me again, you two?
Of course. That's fine.
Then let's go! Paimon feels like a lot's hinging on this visit.
We really are...
Are we not taking the boat this time?
It's nice to walk from time to time, isn't it? Think of it as something like a hiking trip. Once we're there, we can stay a few days before we return.
Sounds good. I haven't walked this road in a long time.
Make my...
Well, we've walked far enough for now. Let's take a break. Since we're out for a walk, we shouldn't stress too much about...
I've grown old, so...
Well, Paimon thinks you're doing great. We didn't have to slow down for you at all.
Back in the days before the Aquabus lines were built, Malus and I must have traveled this way hundreds of times. When we were tired, we would lay down for a while on the grass. The Spina was still on the rise back then. Mr. Callus was generous, and everyone had the chance to strike it rich. And now, in the blink of an eye, the Aquabus lines have been built. Oh, I know. I was just...
Then let's stay here a bit longer.
Oh, is this another chance to try some of
Yep. Oh, wait. Let me check if I have all the ingredients. Okay, seems like we're all out of flour and sugar. Oh, would you?
We should contribute to making the macaron too.
Oh, that's great. Then I'll leave the ingredients.
Then I'll go look for some boxes nearby.
Great. Then I'll prep this. How did it go? You've all done your part.
Whoa, these macarons look and taste magnificent! Your cook...
Boss's baking skills have always been famous.
Oh, it's just a hobby. There's no need to...
Have you two seriously never considered joining us? You're so close to the boss, and she... I see. Is that why you have...
You just happened to walk in on our... Adventurers never stay in one place for long. Besides, after everything we've been through together, I'm sure our hearts would remain intertwined.
Even if Paimon was far beyond the horizon, she'd still remember the delicious taste of Navia's macaron.
I understand now. Then I am very lucky indeed to have been graced with the chance. I will endeavor to make the most of this short, yet for...
We've got no wine with us, but let's still toast with water.
Join
May your travels go smoothly. May the Spina continue to grow. And may our... All set? Let's move out then. I asked some old acquaintances in town to make Adele's uniform, so we should be able to pick it up right away. Hey there, Ludovine. How's business lately?
The Demoiselle of Spina de Rosula. I must say, your generous patronage is the one...
Nonsense. We all know what a talented businesswoman you are.
My mistake, my mistake. I just got so... Are you here for the uniform?
Yep. I forgot to drop by earlier when I was running...
I didn't expect Demoiselle to...
Navia's always liked to take even small things serious.
Hey, that's not the only reason I'm here. We mostly just needed a walk. There are few things more uplifting...
Boss has got a point.
Very well. Please, wait here while I...
Can someone remind Paimon again why Adele...
She hasn't given me any concrete reasons. After we cleared her father's name, she became a lot... She said she used to be terrified of Papa. But the Spina is very different now. Yeah, you could say that. She said that she wanted to become someone like me. Someone who...
From the sound of it, she'll be a wonderful addition to the Spina.
I think so too. But for now, let's focus on giving her a great atmosphere to grow and thrive. She can commit to us once she's older, and can really make that decision for...
Is something up, Traveler? Huh? Tailing? Oh, Paimon's coming.
I'll go check it out too. Coulter, please hold on to this for me.
All right.
Paimon saw them too! They headed up!
Stop right there!
We knew you were going to be difficult!
Seems like if we want them to talk, we're gonna need...
Brothers, there's no need to skulk in the dark anymore.
This one's got your name on it!
Wipe out!
Gotta dash!
Strike a pose! Feeling... Now, talk. Who are you? And...
Don't think we'll let you off easy if you keep silent.
How did it go, boss?
If you thought they stood any chance against us... Anyway, stop playing tough and start talking. There won't be any...
We're looking to... We were discovered. And can't be...
Get revenge? Wait,
You actually know that? But if you do, then surely you should understand why we hate you.
Indeed. You haven't got the faintest hope.
We were out drinking when we saw Navia. We got so angry we decided to follow you guys and look for an opportunity. Too bad you guys messed up ours first. Huh? You're pretty sharp, but so what? We didn't do anything. Seeing you like that just really ticked us off. And we...
listen. Callus is long dead. I am the current president of Spina di Rosula. I won't press charges for your attack. That should also help.
I understand. Thank you.
But if you so much as think about pulling something like this again, I won't be so lenient next time.
All right. We get it.
Are you sure it's okay to just...
I don't want to inherit my father's grudges, too. More, if the other side is willing to talk, I'm happy.
I support Boss's decision as well. The concept of an eye for an eye is a
Yes. Plus, we already know that I still think we should keep an eye out for Romeo's folks, then we could still have a fight on our...
Yeah, those guys definitely didn't look...
I'd rather things not go that far, since... though we haven't talked to each other for years...
Yep, that's how I feel as well. Anyway, it's getting late already. I'll also ask someone to write Florent a letter and inform him of everything.
Do we have to stay in the Fleuve Sonde again?
Sorry, that's just what happens when you... We can still go out in the evening for some grilled fish.
Huh. That does sound... Coming back here really does... If you think about it, it would be kind of weird if the Spina's base at the court was some...
Totally. Right on the money, Paimon. Although, of course, with the continued growth of the Spina, he was a very ambitious man, who rarely looked behind or beneath him.
And that's also why people hated him just as much as they loved him.
All right. Why don't you go wait for me at the restaurant? I'll go do some prep, and you can use the same room as last time. You still remember?
Yep. Kinda hard to forget.
Oh, did I just hear someone taking a dig at Fleuve Sandra? I'll tell my guys.
Oh, Paimon, sorry! Please have mercy, Navia, if you do that.
I was just kidding. Hello? Are you asleep yet? Oh, no, not at all. I just figured that since we don't get to want to go fishing, I've got some rod.
Oh, so that's the prep you were talking about.
Hopefully I didn't wake you or anything. I knew it. Okay, let's go.
Fishing when you're using a fully automatic rod.
What's the problem? Lots of people in Poisson.
But shouldn't fishing be all...
Well, that's one way to enjoy fishing. What do you think, Traveler? That's how I feel as well. To me, I'm happy as long as I...
Honestly, Paimon's mainly shocked at how much energy you still have at this hour.
It might just be something...
That's a thing?
I'm sure you'd get even sleepier if I delved more deeply into it. My father always had a lot of unrealistic expectations for me. But the more that my mother never had those kinds of expectations, though. I've heard that all the members of the Spina greatly respected her wish. Can you imagine? Whenever my father wanted to scold me for something I'd done, everyone would form up into 2 rows and just stand silent. No matter what Papa yelled, nobody else would say a word. Eventually, Papa must have recognized scolding me over trivial matters was pointless.
Paimon would have never guessed.
Yeah. Look, when I was young, I often thought that I could do whatever I wanted. But once, I saw Malus come back wounded. He wouldn't tell me. I learned then that there's always a cost to making a mistake. Because if you do falter... Sorry. Basically, I was just saying that the nurturing atmosphere... And if that's the only way that I can continue to feel her love...
Is that why you let those guys go today?
Although, maybe there's a part of not. Hey, look! I think you've got something on the line.
But why isn't the rod automatically
Oh, there must be something wrong with how I installed the mechanism. We can't let it get away. Come on, you two.
You want Paimon to help too? You didn't attach a hook to your line?
Stop wasting time! The boss ain't gonna wait all day. We'll go ahead with the operation tomorrow. Do with that in...
Well, your rod was missing.
Well, if we're just talking about the number of missing parts, you...
All right. Go to bed. See you tomorrow. So...
Paimon dreamt that she danced with the sea stars!
Huh.
I didn't know you had such a great sense of humor.
See? This guy gets it!
Anyway, let's head out.
Paimon hopes she'll really appreciate...
I hope so too.
Make my escape.
Adele, we're back! We brought you a gift from the court, too.
Whoa! Thank you so much, Bob.
Don't call her boss, okay, Adele? Just Miss...
Oh, it's all right. I don't mind. Besides the gift.
It's been a while!
Oh, it's you two. It has been a... I've heard that you also helped save all of Fontaine.
You're really amazing! And if Miss Navia's your friend, then she... What's in this thing?
Of course.
Oh, it's a Spina di Rosula uniform!
Well, it's a gift for future you. When you first told me that you were interested in joining the Spina, but it's the Spina's responsibility to protect everyone as well. Being a member means becoming involved in all kinds of... So, I turned you down then by telling you that you'll have to wait until you're older. But...
Oh, so that's it! Well, thank you so...
But you can't really grow up faster by working...
Everyone, I'm really grateful that you... Thanks to the protection of the Spina, even though...
Oh, it's the least we could do.
Boss!
Huh? Is something up, Florent?
I've got something urgent to report. Romeu and his folks have gathered outside...
What? Explosive?
It seems like they've been planning this for some time. But Romeu and his folks must have gotten wind as we investigated their tracks and found out that they're...
They have smartened up since we caught them.
Seems like they've got no interest in sitting down and talk.
Sorry, I underestimated the situation.
On the hill to the east of Poisson, near the Clementine...
They want to blow up the Clementine line?
Certainly sounds like it.
Romeu and his followers hate the Spina and everything to do with Callus. And if they manage to blow up the Aquabus line, all...
Are they insane? There's tons of innocent...
Yeah. If they've been planning this for ages, they're definitely... We have to issue an evacuation order to the townspeople.
Let's get everyone onto our ship. That...
My dear partner, can I leave the Clementine line? If the explosives do go off, not only would the people of Poisson be in danger, let's stop their insanity first. Then settle the score with them.
Leave it to us, Navia.
Let's go, you two. We've got to act fast. Miss Coralie, please take Adele to the ship.
Watch out, boss! What do you think you're doing, Coulter?
I thought all the annoying little hindrances had left.
You mean this was all a... Oh. I get it now. You knew...
Not quite. though I share their position. And that's because, out of the entire
You better stick close to me!
Romeu promised me that he would leave Poisson alone if I... But it was like you were glued at the hip to that pesky travel. Romeu has lost his patience. I didn't have to be here today, you know. But
Why?
only someone as clueless about the past. You never saw the heyday of Spina di Rosula, nor did you ever... But I saw it all with my own eyes. And it was all because of you, not Clementine died because of you. Callus died because of you. Melusan...
So the shock and grief you showed us before.
Now you're catching on. I heard Melus was... Did you know? Down there in that blasted fortress, I spent a long time thinking about what happened. Back then, because of that aquabus, we had a huge fallout. I was convinced that all he cared about was loyalty, and that he had completely lost. The years passed by in a blur after that. I thought, but then he died, and it was because of you again, Navia. It's always because of you. I once loved the Spina and Poisson more than anyone else. But what is left now?
Don't listen to him, boss! He's just...
Have you ever considered that? Maybe the people... Have you ever considered that? Maybe you only get respect because you're Callus and Clementine's... Have you ever considered that? Maybe people don't stay in...
Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face... Yeah, looking back, but is that really why they support me?
Shut your mouth! I, for one, really... I don't know how to explain it, but I like her.
I'm sure Mr. Melus would be extreme. You somehow managed to pin the blame for every...
Get out of the way, Florent. I don't want to hurt you.
You're gonna have to. Boss, there's no time for this.
Maybe you think you're being the realist by pain, but the love that I felt from everyone, and even now, I will continue to
Feeling lucky? Hiya! Feeling lucky?
Watch out!
Fire!
Well, with rocks.
Feeling lucky? Hiya! Feeling lucky?
Laurent, I'll leave the town. If you find any of Coulter's accomplices, I can't allow my partner to face the danger on the
Got it, boss. I'm on it. Are you okay, Navia?
I don't know, but I have...
Let's hurry up there. We have to protect the... If they're gonna blow up the waterway, they must have planted the explosives next...
Yoo-hoo! There is no escape!
Go! Water jet!
We certainly brought a lot of muscle. They're really slowing us down. But if we're meeting resistance, we must be heading in the right direction. Ninjutsu!
Torn to oblivion!
These must be the explosives, right? And this is the control mechanism. Paimon's too scared to touch any of this stuff. Huh? There's a strangely shaped hole here. What is it? Oh, that certainly sounds possible. Okay, you take this side, Paimon will take the other. Let's see. Let me turn this guy over. Ugh, he's super heavy. Oh, you found it! That's amazing! That should do it, right? Navia and Florent should be able to oh, you're right. They could have... They're gonna bury Poisson!
Great work, partner. Just leave the rest to me.
Watch out, Navia! You can't block them all!
Block? I'm doing this the Spina way.
I heard from Thierry that even they're your enemies now.
I have nothing more to say. Regardless of whether their hatred and anger towards me or the Spina was, please prosecute them in accordance to the law.
Sounds good. We're very appreciative of your All right, this operation is a wrap. Take him.
We won, Navia! We saved everything!
Yeah. Luckily, we were just in time. It's probably because I...
But you usually glow up whenever other...
Boss, we managed to catch all the infiltrators in the town. The Maison seems like Romeo really went all in on this mission.
Got it. Coulter, I can understand how you feel. The things that we lost, therefore, I am not callous. And I will also never become him. The Spina and the Poisson, but I will not change how I feel about our future. I will spend more of what the Spina earns on the betterment of Poisson, so that one day, the people of...
I know what you're trying to say. Mr. Callus would... There are too many things in life that are just beyond our control.
Henceforth, you are no longer, but once you're discharged from the fortress again...
Thank you. No.
As I thought.
She is also... Thank you for protecting the Clementine line. I was actually really scared, you know. I mean, even the Callus line... If I'd lost the Clementine line too, a name is a way to etch a memory onto the world. Losing the line that bears her name, that I can see every day. Would seeing it still standing there, tall and...
What happened while we were gone?
Just give her some time.
Thank you so much. Traveler, I want to ask you something. And please, do you really see me as your partner?
Of course.
That's good then. Hearing that, it brings me more relief than I can say.
How do you feel, Navia? Any better?
I feel quite a bit better. But I should probably... Sorry, partner. I said some weird things earlier. I used to think that I'd never doubt my... Coulter mentioned my parents. As well as, do you think... they ever regretted the choices they made?
Don't think like that, Navia. No matter what others think, we'll always support.
Well, since it's ended up like this, there's something that I've been keeping from you as well, boss.
Florent, I hope you can understand that.
Don't worry. This surprise...
Why is everyone gathered here? And what's...
This was supposed to be a gift to you from everyone in the town. We were originally planning, but special times call for special measures.
Do I...
Well, if you're ready, I'll unveil the present.
Papa, Mother, and me.
We designed the look for Miss Clementine based on old camera records.
Wow! This is
It is indeed. To be honest, we decided on the design a lot. We only asked Boss to decide on a design so she wouldn't realize.
How could we only have statues of Mr. Callus and Mrs. Clementine?
Even though Boss is still young, we've all seen the work she's put.
We wanted to commemorate her contributions with a statue.
I don't know what Spina di Rosula was like in the past.
With Navia around,
We are gathered here today to tell our boss that we support you and believe in you wholeheartedly.
That's what we believe as well.
Thank you so much, everyone. Then I'll be brave and just... This really is quite the surprise. I never thought that I'd have the chance to stand next to my mother. It seems like I started to question myself a bit too much. Looking back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed by... I'm sure everyone longed to me. I've never thought I'd receive a It seems like I started... Looking back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed. You know, I've thought about it before. Even though my parents had very different the Aquabus project was a monumental... I think that's probably... It seems like I started to... Looking back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed. Oh, whoa. Why'd you have to remind me? Please don't say that again. Oh, forget it now. Please forget that I ever said anything. Okay, but please keep it a secret between us from now on. Please don't ever mention...